Hi, and good morning, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy morning to join me. I really do appreciate that. I hope that you guys slept well. You feel me? My night was a bit interesting, but we'll save that just because what isn't interesting? You know? You can make anything interesting, I suppose. Today I want to talk about getting old, and I want to talk about how it impacts your life and your social circles, and sometimes even prevents you from doing things in life. Gerontocracy is real. If you guys don't know what that word means, it means that the world is led by old people. As a millennial, for a long time now, we had been like, the generation, right? Before Gen Z, before Alpha, obviously, things come before something else. And being born in 1987 and growing up right in the golden, gilded age of the internet infrastructure, it's interesting because I feel like millennials sound older than they really are in some aspects, just because, more or less middle-aged people and stuff, and I have spent my entire life essentially critiquing older generations from a very early age as it concerned their accountability and transparency and willingness to practice sustainability and common basic ethical capitalistic practices, and being old is, I'm learning, extremely difficult, like in terms of, most people follow that script. They go to college, leave with or without a degree, find a partner, move in with them, start a life. It's textbook. It's textbook for a reason. Textbooks are for a reason, they're a guide on how one way to get it done. That doesn't mean that there aren't other ways to get it done, but textbook type stuff is just about as storybook as you can get, because it's predictable, it's comfortable. Most of us find ourselves within that very demographic. I myself have done everything I possibly can to remain single, and I have little regrets about it, I suppose. I had been doing great, and then had caught some feelings recently and stuff, but I bring that up because a big part of what had happened, and it's been made clear to me now, is like I'm too old, you feel me, and like too old for a relationship, and that is frustrating to me because I don't feel like I'm old, you know what I mean, but then like I am a lot older, and then I put myself in that position, and I've dated a lot older people in my life very successfully for sustained periods of time, and I never really had like an issue, you know what I mean, just because I guess I'm older now, you know what I mean, and like I understood that women that were older than me, wanted different things, like, and I was cool with that, I was okay with that. I was able to adapt to that, and that was fun. I just know that now that I'm getting older and I look older, the beard grows out a few days and people think I'm, Saint Nick, his cousin, you feel me, his lost long Latino cousin. I and it's frustrating. I really, there's something very beautiful about getting older, and I know this because I'm in the film industry, and I'm surrounded by a lot of people that have a very big ego, just like myself, you know what I mean? And a lot of times within that framework, there's a lot of judgment on how we look, especially as we get older. And from firsthand experience, I can't hate on people that want to look younger, you feel me? Like, that's not my bag. Like, do you feel me? Look younger, like, get surgery, get whatever, the Ozempic pills, do whatever you got to do if that's what you want to do, you know what I mean? Like, but me, I like getting old, and I don't like it as well because of the implications and stuff, but overall, what am I gonna do? You see what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do when you get older? You can't do anything about it. You can try to fight it. If you're very wealthy, you can continue to try and look nice. And again, do you? I think that's really awesome. I didn't intend on looking like I was 50 at the age of 30 either. You know what I mean? But I've lived a life. And that's okay. I'm all right with that. The creases and the lines that I'm starting to crow's feet. You know what I mean? Fact check me. People that age like that because they've smiled. And I've done a lot of smiling in my life, and that I'm happy for. You know what I mean? Like, and it's all there. You feel me? Like, documented. And not all kinds of good ways. Sometimes, I have a scar on my face, for example, and what's interesting is that it's a double scar. There's a scar over a scar. When I was younger, my cousin scratched me, and so bad that I had to get stitches and stuff, and it was a whole scar, you know what I mean? And then I was involved in a near-fatal automobile accident on November 16th, 2008, just 2 weeks after I had turned 21, and split open my face or whatever. I have the titanium metal alloy plates in my face, and it's been an experience for me, for sure. Having to, guide myself through all of these things. And so, what's a guy to do, right? Like, I'm on my 4th set of teeth. You feel me? So, and I'm not even 39 yet. Like, I'm still 38. And so getting old is just a part of life, I mean, we should all be so lucky. You feel me? I mean, read the statistics. Like, seriously, there are some frightening ones as it concerns the longevity of lifespans in this country, and exactly what demographics by ethnic group are impacted and so forth. And again, that's a story or something to tell for another day, but I encourage you guys to do all of your own research and see that I'm not leading you in any other way. These are one takes, you feel me? I'm just talking, but what I'm talking is actually meaningful, you know what I mean? Or at least I'm trying to make it meaningful. And so you're gonna wake up one day and you're gonna see something about yourself. You're gonna feel older, you're gonna look older, you know what I mean? And when that day comes, make a vlog about it. Spend a decade of your life documenting yourself getting older in real time on the daily, you know what I mean? And see what that does for your own self-identity. And it's the one thing that I have. I have really enjoyed being on camera. All right, some of us don't, and that's fine. But I've made a life of this. This is my life. Going to sets, performing, making these videos, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I do that because I have a lot of energy, and I try to channel it. You feel me? I really do. And acting is a good way to do that for me. But being old is something that, even with the things that you enjoy doing, is just another obstacle to making sure that you can still be your best self. I, again, strongly believe in people doing what they need to do to make themselves feel like they need to. I'm pretty comfortable in this, skin that I have, and all while I'm pretty dissatisfied with how currently my life is going, and how I spent so much time focused on one thing that really wasn't something that I should have been focused on. And what are you gonna do? It's life. That's life. I can't hate this person. I can't dislike them, for not liking me, for me being too old. I mean, I'm so old that she can't even invite me to hang out with her friends type of stuff, you feel me? But I'm not so old that it's a whole thing, and I never really thought about it. I never thought about it because I don't care, but I understand that other people do care, and I'm here to acknowledge that. I'm happy to be getting older here in front of you guys every single day. I am happy for all of the decisions that I made to get on random dating apps and all that other stuff. I'm good. You feel me? And it's been very tough for me, but it'll be okay. And it's really just time to try and start moving forward for me, because it's too painful. You know what I mean? Like, it's too painful. Not to mention that I'm getting old. Hey guys, I really appreciate you watching my videos. You know, for about a decade now, we've been doing this. Different platforms, same format. I have always been a real big believer in, you know, expressing yourself. And I'm a guy, you know, raised by a handful of women who really instilled in me that it's okay to have feelings, like, and that men shouldn't feel like they can't have them. And I know it might sound simpish, you feel me? But to all the young men out there, like, it's all right, you know? It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to get hurt. It's okay to be sad. I think the biggest part of being a man is how you react to that. And I gotta tell you, the last couple of weeks I've been reacting pretty poorly, and it's got me nowhere, you feel me? And I know better, but I'm also a human being, and I was trying to hold on to something desperately that, I guess, you know, if something in life is meant to work out, the other person will make it work out, you know what I mean? And I just spent a long time trying to force some things in my own life, and I can't tell you how much of an idiot I feel like. Like, I'm past the grieving, I'm past the being upset, you know? I feel played out, you feel me? I feel stupid, I feel humbled, and there's no other way to put it, you know what I mean? I've been nothing but honest to all of you guys. I was checking the channel account for Cume views the other day, and we're getting on 100,000. That's all right with me, you feel me? I am working on this, and you guys know my plan, and the plan hasn't changed, but it's okay to be vulnerable, all right? It really is. And especially if you're a guy out there, you know, ride the feelings, you feel me? Eventually it'll get better, eventually it will, and eventually you'll learn, you know, when to let go and when not to. And guys, I gotta tell you that most of the time it's just easier to let go, because once a woman has decided that, you know, she's decided, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, seriously, you can still try to talk to her, you can still be nice, it doesn't matter what you do. That's what happens. So thank you guys again. You know, it's been a real interesting couple weeks for sure, right? It hasn't it been, you know? I'll continue to push forward and make this content, and it'll just get better. Now, you know, I'll have some more time to try and focus on doing that, you know. I was doing some stuff on at the apartment, and that's keeping me busy. So, you know, just looking for stuff to keep me busy at this point, I guess, and trying to just give it some time so that I don't feel like this, you know what I mean? And so I really do I can't thank you guys enough, you feel me? I really appreciate you, and I hope that you guys have a really good day. I'll see you guys sooner than later, and take care of yourself, okay? Seriously. Enjoy the rest of your summer, and be safe out there, all right? That's all that I got for you. Usually I have so much more to say, but this morning I'm just feeling like posting the video and delivering some food. That's what I'm doing. So you guys have a really good day. All right. Bye.